Because there's so much to learn from everything in the Torah. So we're now going to go through different things in the Torah. We're going to learn from this instruction manual how to have a truly happy life and succeeding. And that's the lesson Hashem wanted to teach Adam Harishon. Number 1, take responsibility. Number 2, overcome the challenge will be the best thing for you. This week, let's focus on taking responsibility for all our actions. We are responsible for our growth. If you want to be great, don't take care of the animals for a full year. He took care of them, and that gave him the schus to now restart the world once again. He needed that mitzvah of taking care of the animals for a year. So that's why Noach was given the ability to eat the animals, because he took care of them, and to show the people at that time, you guys are not like animals. You can't just grab and bite people when you need something. Torah says no, we have to live with rules. I always want to be challenged, because when you challenge, you're going to learn something new. Doing the same thing for 30 years, hey, it could work for some people, but working for 30 years doing the same exact thing, how do you know you can't grow so much more? It's good to be uncomfortable. It's good to challenge yourself. That's what Hashem wants. Hashem created you to be the maximum that you could be, and you won't feel good until you do that. To the people of Sodom. When my son kept turning around to see his friends, and you saw that connection. Lot's wife turned around. That's my city. Boom. You still part of them? You're going to get punished now. We all make mistakes. We all go through tough times, but look forward. Don't look in the past. You see, you can't drive a car by looking into the rearview mirror. You can't grow as a person if you're always connected to the past. And there's only conversation. You know what the words are? From Lavan and Besuel, the tricksters themselves. We know Lavan and Besuel are the kings of the tricksters. What's the first words that come out of their mouth when Eliezer repeats that story? Vayan, Lavan and Besuel. Lavan and Besuel, they both say it together. Vayomru me Hashem yatsa hadavar. That's from Hashem. Wow, that's hashgacha. There's no other words to say. So that's when you should look backwards to see how beautiful in every single way. That's the lesson we have to learn from Parshas told us to watch all the words that come out of our mouth. Whenever we say something, we should fulfill that. And be careful when you say something. I mean, don't say something that you're not going to be able to fulfill, or say around 2 o'clock I'll be there, or around this time. But be very careful. Our mouth is our most powerful tool. The words that come out are real. Every word that comes out of your mouth is powerful. Keep the truth. It's the most powerful thing. Hashem's signature, his signature is truth. The closest you get to Hashem. Yaakov, it's not one's location that determines their ruchnius level, but rather the person determines the level of the location. He showed him that even in a place of wicked people, a special person can create a holy environment. He then showed him a ladder that was set into the ground, yet it reached up to Shemayim, which demonstrated that a person could get close to Hashem wherever he is. And you know something? Maybe you're in Eretz Yisrael right now, maybe you're not. Yes, Eretz Yisrael is a special place, but you could reach holiness wherever you are. That's the lesson Hashem was teaching him. Hashem brought are not always as they appear. It could be a person who seems great is really not. And a person who seems to us that he's nothing special is really great. And the answer is because in order to understand a person's value, it's not enough to know what he produces. You have to also take into consideration the investment that was made for him. See, if Hashem blesses somebody with health and money that make his life easy and pleasant, then Hashem is putting a big investment into this person. And for such a person, it won't be enough to just achieve average. Otherwise, Hashem is investing for what? And that's what Hashem does for the righteous people. He gives them a sign to show, it's like a wink, showing, don't worry, I'm taking care of you. You could calm down. I got your back. And that's what we learn from Yosef, from the whole ordeal with him and his brothers. Just at the tender age of 17 years old, he was able to smile. He was able to feel calm. And even when his master's wife tried to convince him to do an Avera, and nobody would ever know, he was strong to say no way, because Hashem is with me. Hashem does so much for me. How can I go against him? In jail, all the time, he was with Hashem. To give him honor, let me be part of it. So Rabbi Akiva Eger gets down from the wagon, and he joins everybody else in pulling the wagon to pull Rabbi Yaakov. Now, Rabbi Yaakov knows that Rabbi Akiva Eger is in the wagon, and all these people are probably here to pull Rabbi Akiva Eger. He gets down from the wagon, and he starts pulling the wagon with all the people. And guess what? There's hundreds of people pulling a wagon that was empty of its passengers, but full to the brim with humility. Wow, that's how great people see themselves. I'm a small person. Hashem gave me talents. I'm trying hard. He loses 1/500th of his vision. And his vision is restored. It comes back when he looks at the Kiddush cup on Friday night. What does this mean exactly? This could be a mashal, which means that when a person is very busy during the week, he has so many obligations and so many things to do, his perspective on life, his vision becomes distorted. Like, what's important in life? What should my focus be? But his vision comes back by looking at the Kiddush cup on Shabbos. On Shabbos, we have the chance to get the right perspective. The world outside stops. What's important? Spending time with Hashem, my family, learning. That's when his vision gets restored. What we learn from Parshas Vayigash, where did these children come from that have these descendants? You know, many times people can have the skills of a manager or a director, but they lack something else. Self-confidence. But if you give them responsibility, you can help them recognize their hidden talents. And that's why every Friday night we bless our children like Ephraim and Manasseh, or like Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, and Leah, and we say, you have capabilities inside of you you don't even know. You come from Ephraim and Manasseh. You come from Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, Leah. You have so much inside of you. And honestly, me, myself, I've had adults who trusted in me. And they saw me as responsible. And in return, that made me responsible. Their belief gave me the ability to do many things. And that's what we like to do.